I asked the Russian representative, in all conscience, sitting there on his phone, how many more Sudanese have to be killed? One country is the blocker. One country is the enemy of peace. This Russian veto is a disgrace, and it shows to the world yet again Russia's true colours. Shame on Putin for waging a war of aggression in Ukraine. The result of the voting is as follows: 14 votes in favour, 1 vote against, 0 abstentions. I shall now make a statement in my capacity as the Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Development Affairs of the United Kingdom. For over 18 months, Sudanese civilians have endured unimaginable violence. We've seen and heard the testimony, atrocities driven by ethnic hatred, sexual violence, including mass rape, children abducted and recruited as soldiers in this horror, aid workers attacked, essential supplies blocked, homes, schools, hospitals destroyed and looted. This suffering is a scar on the collective conscience, on a scale that's frankly hard to comprehend. In the face of this horror, the United Kingdom and Sierra Leone, working in partnership, sought to bring this council together to address this humanitarian emergency and catastrophe, to protect civilians, to ensure aid access, to call for a ceasefire. One country stood in the way of the council speaking with one voice. One country is the blocker. One country is the enemy of peace. This Russian veto is a disgrace, and it shows to the world yet again Russia's true colours. Shame on Putin for waging a war of aggression in Ukraine. Shame on Putin for using his mercenaries to spread conflict and violence across the African continent. And shame on Putin for pretending to be a partner of the global South while condemning black Africans to further killing, further rape, further starvation in a brutal war. I asked the Russian representative, in all conscience, sitting there on his phone, how many more Sudanese have to be killed? How many more women have to be raped? How many more children have to go without food before Russia will act? Russia will have to explain itself to the entire United Nations membership now. While Britain doubles aid, Russia blocks aid access. While Britain works with our African partners, Russia vetoes their will. We tabled this resolution to show the Sudanese people and the world that they are not forgotten. This text would have called on parties to agree humanitarian pauses, to ensure the safe passage and get aid to where it's needed. It would have galvanized support to local groups who are taking unimaginable risks to protect their communities. And it would have increased pressure on the warring parties to agree a ceasefire by supporting mediation efforts. Mean, nasty, and cynical. Russia's veto today sends a message to the warring parties that they can now act with impunity, that they can ignore their commitments and responsibilities to protect their own people. Let me be clear, I will not stop calling for more action to protect the people of Sudan. I will not stop calling for more aid. I will not stop working with our partners in Africa and around the world to help. The UK will not forget Sudan.